I'm going to start this mini sermon by reading a passage from Colossians chapter 1, verse 22 to verse 23. It goes like this. He has now reconciled in his body of flesh by his death in order to present you holy and blameless and above reproach before him. If indeed you continue in the faith, stable and steadfast, not shifting from the hope of the gospel that you heard, which has proclaimed in all creation under heaven, of which I, Paul, became a minister. Now, this is a surprising statement that the Apostle Paul makes. It's kind of theologically sort of sensitive. Was this person, is Paul talking about a real instance where someone loses their salvation? Or is he saying, if they do, they never were? Well, I'm not going to talk about this because it gets too theological, and it's only a 5-minute sermon. It can't cover everything. But what this passage does tell us is that the Apostle Paul is never afraid to give warning concerning the faith we have, especially if you are going the wrong way and about to crash. Oftentimes in the modern church, because we are messengers of grace and mercy and of hope, we tend to be so positive that we sort of inadvertently sort of give a message that the true Christian is accepting of everybody. Whatever you do, wherever you're from, whatever you are. In a sense, it's true because of Christ's forgiveness. But you could take that sort of acceptance so far to the point in which someone is going the wrong way in their faith. And the Apostle Paul is very, very clear to always correct them of that. Now, there are times that we can go overboard on this. Sometimes you don't want to be a person that is overly corrective. You don't want to be that. If you ever had a parent that was overly corrective, you come out a little weird. But you want to have the correction fitting to the degree of error. Sometimes it's 1%. It's never 0%. Sometimes it's a little more like the book of Galatians or the book of Hebrews. Sometimes it's a lot. Maybe 100% of what you're saying is sort of a warning. Just read Revelations, book of the Revelation, chapter 2 and 3, the letters to the 7 churches. They're filled with warning. So what do we learn from this in terms of this short sort of exhortation? First, if warning is not part of your repertoire, you need to learn to be able to give honest warning at the proper time. Sometimes as someone to yourself, to your friend, to people at church, to your own family, if you're parenting, to your children. You don't want to raise your children without warning. You don't want to do that. They're going to grow up all sort of messed up and making wrong decisions in life. So learn to warn in the proper balance. Second, don't be surprised when prominent Christians in this world and in this country fall. Recently, there was a prominent apologist was revealed that he was sexually abusing women for decades. In one sense, we are really sad about this. But you know what? You should never really be shocked because it's very easy to fake the faith. You never want to fake the faith. You want to stay in the gospel, stay on the path of Jesus, stay faithful to Jesus, and stay on the path of transformation so that we would be on the path of blameless and holiness before our Lord as Jesus is taking on this path. The third practical kind of tip, suggestion, is to make sure we ourselves do not fall into this. Okay? And that's sort of like the second point, but that was really you seeing other people. This one is you seeing yourself. If you see yourself succumbing to hypocrisy, doing church just for church's sake and not understanding the true hope that is in Jesus and the inward transformation that is occurring in the believer's life, then it's time to stop the brake button and to reassess your life in Jesus Christ and to be on the right track.